hate incidents and attacks against Asian American and Pacific Islanders during the pandemic have made headlines. They've also renewed conversations about public safety. Well, in New York, a group of Asian American women are coming together to show strength and honor their experiences, finding both solace and joy in community. Here's Jean Song.
I always tell her 보고 싶어, meaning I miss you in Korean.
I had to wipe so many tears off my Kindle. It was so annoying because it kept losing my place, Daniel said.
It was an evening of prose.
Thank you.
And literary imagination. But this community reading series was also an outlet for Asian women writers to share their voices.
Asian female writers have beautiful, complex stories that are so multifaceted, so many layers to it that aren't, before this time, frequently shown within the publishing industry. So having a space in which we are saying, pause, listen to us, this is what we're trying to say, this is what we're trying to share, is something that's truly important.
Lucy Yu is the owner of You and Me Books in Manhattan's Chinatown. She hosted the event in collaboration with The Cosmos, a community organization for Asian women co-founded by Cassandra Lam and Karen Mock.
We create events and experiences, content like this, to center the experiences of Asian women. Storytelling for our community is a way to understand our experience as Asian Americans. A lot of us come from families where identity was not a part of the dinner table conversation. We didn't necessarily study Asian American studies in college. And I think in our community, I've just seen so many people think that their story is insignificant because it hasn't been shown on the public sphere. And my hope is that this reading series and the work that I do as an organizer is to try and reach every person with that message. Your story matters.
Well, thank you so much for supporting. I really appreciate it.
You runs the first Asian American women-owned bookstore in New York City.
I think there's a lack of places kind of showcasing our stories, our immigrant stories. And once I did research, I realized there was no lack of work out there. It's just a lack of what's being pushed forward.
Amid rising hate crimes against the AAPI community during the COVID-19 pandemic, both Mock and Yu have responded, from creating what the Cosmos calls collective rest healing spaces to handing out pepper spray and personal alarms.
In addition to a lot of the partnerships I've done with other organizations, Soar Over Hate, I think that was something just for other people to see more than 1,000 AAPI women and femmes line up for that, how important it was and how unsafe we are feeling, but also offering love and joy in those stories. I think a lot of people come in, especially in the last couple of weeks, they're like, do you have something mindless, funny, but also has representation? And I'm like, yeah, I want to see joy too, and that's a way of healing. And so I think in any aspect of feeling seen, of feeling just a little less alone, there's a lot of avenues to kind of approach that.
As both Yu and the Cosmos build their respective communities, their missions also align.
One is creating a space in which we feel protected, feel loved, and feel safe. And another is okay, we have all this energy and all this anger. How do we channel that to actually cause change in the policies and cause change to make us feel safer?
I can find solace in looking at her face in the intimacy of the present.
It's not the kind of space that asks you to perform in a certain way. Once they hear the power of their own voice, they're able to actually see themselves as agents of creating that space as well.
The main one being, how do you forgive yourself? A delightful buzz took root in her head as she waited for the elevator.